Hey there, in this video I'm going to show you how I find ready to buy clients within the first week. I'm talking about clients, prospects that you find, you have a sales call with, and they're ready to buy within the week, right? You cut down the sales cycle by quite a bit. And the way we do that is quite unique because we find things that indicate that they are looking for our services. And I'll talk to you in more detail about this, but that is going to be what we're going over in this video. The typical client acquisition has always been to target a large group of people. Right, so you select maybe a demographic, a location, you target CEOs, whatever, an industry, and then you kind of shoot your shot in the dark, and occasionally you get one person to raise their hands up, reply to your email, or maybe respond to an ad saying, hey, I think I'm interested in this, right? That is what typically happens. And, occasionally you'll get someone saying they're interested. And I don't know if you have seen this, but there is this pyramid of customer awareness of your product, right? And what people typically target is the bottom end of it, or maybe someone who's problem aware, right? So they're targeting people who might want to buy your service, who are completely unaware if they even need your service, and your job is to actually convince them that they need your service. But why not we just flip that around, or not flip it, but actually go towards the top end of the pyramid and just target people who are more aware of the problem you're having. So just being more specific in the targeting, right? That's literally all we're doing. Just targeting people who we know for a fact have the problem that we're trying to solve and make money with, or people who are saying, hey, I actually just need your service right out, right? They're just saying, hey, I'm looking for people who sell exactly what you're offering. So we're actually just catering more towards people that are more ready to buy, right? Instead of targeting people who are completely unaware and hoping that 1 out of 1,000 is the people who is ready to buy. So in the traditional route that a lot of entrepreneurs go in order to tap into like the most aware is they either go to Upwork, like platforms where people are specific saying, I want your service, which is not bad, but it's you can't scale that really. Or they will run YouTube, some kind of content, or maybe Instagram, right? Content is a great way of warming leads up so that they become more ready to buy, right? So they might do that, or they might go to Upwork or platforms that your service serve. So that is the typical route that people go to. But my way, it's a little better and it's a little faster. So I'll show you what that is right here. So it is looking out for pain signals, people that are raising their hands up before you even approach them saying, I need your service. That is what we're doing, right? We're just finding companies that are showing indicators that they need you. And there are a couple of ways you can do this. So you can look for job posting, growth signals, or a custom search. I'll get to that in a bit. Job posting is probably the most obvious one, and this is what it will look like. So this is an email that I sent saying, hey, I know you're hiring for SDR, so I figured this might be relevant. My service was lead generation for B2B, so SDR was something that it made sense, right? What you want to do is you want to track for job postings, and you can do this in real time using AI. Right? And keep in mind, you don't have to find the exact job like I did. I did SDR for lead generation, which is almost an exact match. You can find things that are adjacent to your service. So this means things like that are signaling some sort of growth, right? If you're an IT service, let's say, you can find maybe they have opened a new facility. Maybe they have a job posting for not exactly cybersecurity, but maybe they have a job for IT services, but maybe you're a cybersecurity company, right? There can be some adjacent departments that could show that the company needs your service. And you just pitch as the cost-effective or fractionalized expertise, and that's literally it, right? You can reach out to job positions that are more executive level. So CEOs, CFOs, if you're like an outsourced accounting firm, CFOs are great, or maybe like a marketing director. This is exactly what I mean, right? If you do social media marketing and they're looking for a marketing director, you can say, hey, I know you're looking for a marketing director. Maybe you're looking to expand onto different acquisition channels. Maybe you want to try out social media marketing. And that's exactly what I mean. So if you're looking for more executive positions, look for job vacancies in the last 90 days. If you're looking for more standard roles like SDRs or admins, look for job openings in the last 45 days. And you can look at places like LinkedIn Jobs, Indeed, Google Jobs. Clutch is a really, really good one. So this is companies that are looking for literally services or agencies. So you can just scrape Clutch and then reach out to all those companies. So all these are great tools, and that is going to find you prospects that are close to buy, right? These are prospects that are showing some sort of signal. And that's literally it. You use make.com. You can set all these system up within 2 hours and get it up and running and get clients. The second option is to look for growth signals. Now, I've done this before where I've reached out to companies that are getting funded. So they have an investment round and they got recently funded. That is an example of growth signal. Let's say you're reaching out to companies like I did that are recently funded, seed round, pre-seed, series A, B, a venture round, or angel investing. These are companies that are screaming at you saying, hey, we are cash rich and we're looking to scale. So you can come in and offer whatever solution, marketing, IT support, anything that is related to scaling, which is pretty much everything in a company, more hiring, and they have cash. So you can draw some sort of relevance there. Another sneaky growth signal is actually employee count. So if a company has grown in employee count by 10 employees in the last 6 months, they're scaling. So you can come in and do the same pitch, right? So you can analyze headcount in the last 90 days. Because remember, growing heads mean more problems mean more places for you to come in with a solution, and you'll make more money. So those are some growth signals. The funding rounds are fantastic just because they're cash rich. So, buying your service, affording it, it's not a problem at all. It's just a matter of convincing them that they need it, which is a lot easier doing this rather than just shooting your shot in the dark like most people do. The third one is custom. So this is more industry specific. I'll give you an example. We reached out previously serving my clients to manufacturers that were expanding. So they had like a new location. So maybe they need staff for that location and we were there to provide the service. So that was kind of the idea. So this is more custom industry specific reach out and signals. It is literally magic. I'm telling you. And you can use this little tool called Exa AI, which is pretty much like an internet web crawler. And in layman terms, it just means finding exactly what you're looking for. So you just say, hey, I want, healthcare companies in the United States that are expanding another location in another state. Maybe that's a very specific parameter that you want. They'll give you a list of 1,000 and you can reach out to those people saying, hey, saw you were expanding location. Maybe this could be relevant because I just saw you open up a new location. There we go, right? That's another signal, another point of relevance that you can tie into with your messaging when you reach out to these people. And this is how you get a ready to buy prospect. Doing these small tweaks, these 3 sourcing in terms of finding prospects is going to dramatically increase your reply rates. It's going to dramatically increase your relevance, and then people are going to even appreciate you for reaching out. Instead of being seen as a salesman, you're being seen as someone who connects people. You're seen as a helper. So do these 3 sourcing. These are just some very basic parameters. Custom is a little more advanced, so maybe you can just go for growth signal and job opening, and you'll be able to close those clients in half the time, 1/4 the time, compared to clients that are saying, well, that's interesting, maybe let's have a chat, because those clients are much more discovery. These are ready to close clients. So try these out. Look out for these pain signals. This is how I have been able to close clients that are much more ready to buy and, closing clients within the week. We have a sales call on Monday. We close on Saturday. That's how it works. So I hope that has cleared some things up and I hope that helps. Go try it out and let me know how it goes. And I'll see you guys in the next video.